hope you're buckled up because we're talking about Shang-Chi. Let's go. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, my name is Odds, and today we're going to be talking about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I will let you know already right off the bat, this is one of my favorite Marvel movies. I'm genuinely shocked by how much I loved it. Not to say anything like I didn't have high hopes or whatever, but I'm genuinely shocked. So if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. I do 2 to 3 videos a week. Marvel, DC, vlogs, beauty, all of that sort of stuff, you name it. Today we're doing a review, a recap, and I'm just giving you my thoughts on the movie. So stay tuned. Like the title would imply, this is a movie about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So we have the Ten Rings involved, which we knew from Iron Man, but we readapted that story to be that they had taken the name of the Mandarin, and this is, you're taking the guise of the Ten Rings, and this is not the Ten Rings. So this is the real version of the Ten Rings. So we get a bit of backstory on this version of the Mandarin, who we're referring to as Wenwu. Never goes by the Mandarin, thinks that that's ridiculous American thing that happened. But the overall thing is Shang-Chi and his sister Xialing escape from their father, who is this evil crime lord, who in the comics is the Mandarin, but we're not referring to him as the Mandarin in this. However, after 10 years, he takes them both back to get their little pendants that were given to them by their mother, who ended up dying because she was killed by rival crime bosses, in order to unlock a hidden door in her mother's magical secret village that Wenwu cannot access. He believes that basically you find out that the Ten Rings and the demonic soul-sucking creatures are putting lies in his head that his deceased wife is being held captive behind these gates in their mother's hidden village. So Shang-Chi and Xialing, I'm very bad with these names, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to pronounce things right. They team up with their aunt and their mother's sister, and the village people to fend off from the Ten Rings. There's dragons involved in this. There's weird kaiju creatures involved in this. I literally thought from Suicide Squad when I was watching it, the line from the Suicide Squad where he goes, "We got a kaiju up in this bitch." It's exactly what I thought when I watched this final fight. So overall, I want to just touch a bit before I go into the characters individually. The production design in this is like, oh my god, amazing, amazing production design. The set design, the costuming, the effects, I would say, because a lot of Marvel movies are shot on green screens. A lot of movies in general are shot on green screens. That's not a hit at Marvel, but they look beautiful. I don't think this uses the I can't remember what they call it, the thing they use to shoot the Mandalorian. I don't think they use the 360 things for this. They should. I think that would help the actors out a lot. Just a little side note, other than the green screen, I think this would help the actors out a lot. Just a thought, Marvel. There were so many scenes in this movie that weren't even that emotional to me, that got me choked up because of how beautiful they were. There's a lot of very, very cool fight choreography. There's a lot of Tai Chi in this. I think, I'm not a martial arts expert, but I think the main other fighting style that Shang-Chi uses is Kung Fu. But his mother definitely uses Tai Chi. I took a few classes in Tai Chi, so just watching that, it looked really beautiful. And I thought of my instructor, and she was like this lovely woman. besides the point, but I just thought of that, and it was just so beautiful. Such a beautiful fighting style. It was like a dance at some points. It was incredibly, it was amazing. So if you're watching this and thinking, oh, well, we've seen a lot of people with hand-to-hand combat, like Black Widow has hand-to-hand combat, Daredevil has hand-to-hand combat. This is so much different, and I think the fight choreographers did work on a lot of Jackie Chan Hong Kong movies, so definitely they knew what they were doing, and it definitely paid off for them. Now I want to talk about the main characters we have in this. We have Shang-Chi, who is supposed to be 23, 24 years old. Does not make me feel bad about myself at all. By the way, I'm 23. Shang-Chi doesn't look 23. He looks like he's maybe 30. The actor is 32. So that was a little bit odd there. His sister is younger than him. So this is his sister Xiaoling. I loved her. She was my absolute favorite. She is such a badass. So we thought that they were going to Madripoor where the fighting ring was, but it's not in Madripoor. It's actually the sister's fighting ring. So she owns this whole underground fighting tournament where they place bets and everything. Xiaoling kicks Shang-Chi's ass, which we saw a bit in the trailer, and yeah, it was beautiful. She has more of her mother's fighting style, but definitely also stuff from her dad that she wasn't allowed to learn. We have Katie, who is Awkwafina's character, the best friend character. I liked her. I thought she was funny. I have my own personal thoughts on Awkwafina, but I thought the character herself was pretty funny. A good, a character for the audience to relate to, I think, pretty well, because she's like, what the heck is going on the whole time. We have Wenwu, the character we're not referring to as the Mandarin in this, the leader of the Ten Rings. He's great. He's pretty evil until the end. He has a change of heart, which is really, really great. He is beautiful. I found out via one of my online friends that he is 59 years old. 59 years old. What? He does not look 59. He looks like really young. I just think we use age like bread. I think that's what that is. Michelle Yeoh is playing Auntie Nan, so that's his sister. Or Auntie Nan is his aunt, his mother's sister. She was great. She helps to teach Shang-Chi the mother's fighting styles, which I think is great, although he picks it up miraculously really quickly, but it's a film, so it is what it is. And the mother character, who has the beautiful fight sequence that we see in the trailer. When I saw that bit in the trailer with all the leaves falling, I was like, I knew this movie was going to be beautiful, and I was not disappointed. It was an absolutely beautiful scene. Now, we're going to talk about the main Easter egg points and stuff for future. So first, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Wong versus Abomination. Now, he is referred to as Emil. Emil Blonsky is the name of the character. And we see after the fight that Wong and Abomination are like buds, and Wong's actually teaching him how to fight, which is really interesting because Abomination is a bad character. He's a villain who is in the raft. So why he's out of the raft, I don't know. I think this is leading towards more Thunderbolt stuff, but why exactly Wong would be helping him, I don't know, unless there's some threat that he thinks Abomination is going to help with. We know Abomination is next showing up in She-Hulk, which I'm very excited. We have some Hulk stuff to talk about in a minute, which I was screaming in my seat about. But it was very interesting. I was sitting there like, wait, what? What's going on? So he takes Abomination seemingly back to the Sanctum. So he's helping him fight. It's very interesting. I don't know exactly what's going on. What are your thoughts on that? It was hinted that Shang-Chi and Katie were going to have a romance. They don't end up kissing. I really thought that was going to happen. She just leans her head on his shoulder. but I thought maybe they were going to kiss. The grandmother asks them at the beginning when they're going to get married. So I think in future films that could be coming. I think she's a great character to have around Shang-Chi. I kind of don't want her to not be there, and that's shocking coming from me because I was not looking forward to Awkwafina being in this movie, but now I kind of can't see them apart. Shang-Chi is the new wielder of the 10 rings. Wenwu gave them up to Shang-Chi after, they fought and Shang-Chi won them, but once he was getting his soul sucked out by the soul-sucking demon, he passed the rings over to him. So he's going to use them for good, I think, hopefully. He uses them for good in this movie, and he's now the wielder of the 10 rings. Now, I want to talk about the 10 rings a little bit. I think that they were a little bit of a disappointment, not the organization, the actual 10 rings. I don't mind that they're bracelets. I just wish that they did more. In the comics, they have like their own powers, but I get kind of the idea that with the Infinity Stones, they're kind of similar. But I hope they maybe they'll be like, they didn't know how to use the 10 rings. Somebody can maybe show them how to wield them later. But right now, they're kind of just like big power blasting things. He does cool things with them with his like Tai Chi and his martial arts. But I just think they could maybe do more. I mean, they're magic rings. They should do more than be able to just like shoot energy blasts out. I don't need another energy blast coming out of somebody's wrist or guns or I'm done with energy blasts. Marvel, please give people some interesting powers. That's just all I have to say with that. Now we are going to talk about the post-credit scene. Folks, scene number 1, we have Wong come grab Shang-Chi and Katie, and then they're talking about the 10 rings, asking where they came from. They're this ancient thing. They can't pick up the magic on them. So I think they're from another dimension. Boop, 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 boop. And Carol Danvers and Bruce Banner is there. Bruce Banner is no longer Smulk, aka Smart Hulk. I call him Smulk. I don't like Smulk. I love Bruce Banner. I'm a Bruce Banner stan. Those are my 2 top favorite. Like, if Gamora was there, it would have been like all my faves are hanging out together. But Bruce Banner is one of my absolute faves. I'm not the biggest Hulk fan, which is awkward, but I love Bruce Banner, and I'm really happy that he is back to him as himself instead of being melded with the Hulk. He is still in his sling, though, so that's interesting, at least. But, yeah, we get to see more of Bruce Banner, which I'm absolutely happy about. They put Brie in another wig that is not sitting right on her head. Somebody needs to help the costume department. Or maybe it's just the fact that I know Brie Larson too much, and the fact that when she has a wig on her head it looks really painstakingly obvious, but you'd think the Hollywood makeup department would be a little bit better. But the wig was something. And then the second post-credit scene was with Xialing, and she is going to be the new version of the Mandarin, the leader of the 10 rings. She's taking it over from her father. Instead of shutting down the business like her brother said she was doing, she is revamping it up and getting started, and she has this cool ending scene where she just sits there like all like this on that throne, just like her daddy. Oh my god. It was beautiful. I can't wait. I like her. I don't really want her to be villainous, but if there's one thing that Marvel's liking about this next phase of movies is female villains. Now, I think the first post-credit scene is, again, leading to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, because of the presence of Wong. But what exact villain they're leading to, I don't know. I I don't think this is a Mephisto reference. We talk about that with No Way Home because that plot line literally is another comic where Mephisto is the villain, like WandaVision. But I think maybe we're talking... Oh my god, why is the dog barking in the house? I think maybe we're talking Shumagorath. Shumagorath is a multi-dimension villain, and he's rumored to be the villain of Doctor Strange, too. So I think that this is going to be leading to multiple dimensions that are ultimately going to lead to Multiverse of Madness to Shumagorath. That's my thoughts. I'd love for it to be Mephisto, but I am too much on that. I got too embarrassed with that Mephisto train. I don't know what to do next. But that is going to be it. Let me know what you thought about Shang-Chi down below. If I butchered any pronunciation, I apologize. I tried my best. There is a scene in the movie where he pronounces his name and Katie just mispronounces it every time, which made me feel a little bit better about myself. And I know that was definitely to the mostly white audiences that were going into Marvel. So, yeah. If you would like to talk to me about Shang-Chi, I would love for you to do so, either in the comments section below. If you can always just leave a comment, and I can definitely put my Twitter handle in there so you can just talk to me on Twitter about that. That would be a-okay with me. I need more people to scream about this movie with me. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Wednesday with a new video. Bye!